Today's topic is why do people insult you and what you really want to say. But before I jump into today's topic, I want to formally introduce myself to you. My name is Keisha, and on this particular channel, we will be discussing how other people's behavior can affect you.
I'm gonna give you guys a couple of personal experiences that I've been through where people was rude or I felt like they insulted me and what I really wanted to say. But most of the time I don't even have to say that much because you seen that picture on the cover before you hearing the sounds of my voice right now. Half the time I'm looking at people like giving them the side eye. They don't even have to know me to know that, okay, I don't want to be bothered. Why are you in my presence? Leave me alone. I do not feel like being bothered. Um, Giving them the blank stare. But I've been working on myself. And so I want to give you some tips on why people are rude and how you can respond in a positive manner because I learned so much over the years as far as how to deal with rude people. So here goes.
So, the first story time story is, and these stories are not going to be very long, but they might be quite entertaining. So I went to this dance class and I actually had on some boots. You know, I knew I was looking cute. I was like, you know what I'm saying? And so a more seasoned person came up to me, after I was doing my little dancing or whatever. And she said, "Hey, where did you get your big calf boots from?" And I'm like, "What?" Like, that's what I'm saying in my mind. Like, what? Like, why couldn't she have said, "Hey, where did you get your boots from? Why did it have to be big calf boots?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I was extra insecure about my calves? What if I was extra insecure about my weight? And somebody was like, "Hey, where you get your big calf boots from?" I was like, y'all, I wanted to go there so bad. Then I was like, you know what, Lord, you helping me to work on my mouth, because I get so sick and tired, especially sometime from our seasoned generation. I don't know if it's from a certain slave mentality where they would say various things. Those family members, you go to their house for Thanksgiving and they say stuff like, "Oh my gosh, you've gained so much weight," or "Look how your hips have spread," and all this other kind of stuff. But you don't be talking about how they fat tail stomach then spread it, or how they gap done spread it over the last few years. I mean, I think it's just a certain line of respect that should be mutual, and people should be more conscious of what comes out of their mouths. However, we're not responsible for what comes out of their mouth, and we have no control over it, but we do have control over how we handle and how we respond. So that's example number one, right? So story time number two is I was at this job. I wasn't there, very long, and I was at my little cubicle or whatever and minding my own business, working, and this younger lady, she came over to me and she was like, so I have locks, but sometimes I wear like wigs or crochet or different things if I just want to change it up. And so I just so happened to have my locks down that particular day. And of course, I have gray hair. And so they was like, "Oh my gosh, oh my, I did not know you had that much gray hair. Like, oh my goodness, like you got a lot of gray hair. Like, oh wow." Like, she put so much emphasis on how much gray hair I have. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, what the hell you expect? Ain't no darn spring chicken. You know what I'm saying? I'm more in the fall season, and everybody know normally what happened in winter season, although we really don't know the day or the hour. But I was like, once again, Lord, please help me with my mouth, because it's so many things that I could say that's equally insulting to that particular individual. But I chose the latter. I said, you know what? I'm a rise above, because it's really not about me, or it's really not about you when somebody insults you. So this is why I'm gonna go ahead and get into the reasons of why people insult you. People can insult you for a variety of reasons, but I'm only going to touch upon a couple of. A lot of times, they may want to feel superior over you, to make them feel basically better, like they're better than you, or it's basically to feed their own insecurities. And a lot of times they are projecting, and it is important that we as a people do not take it personal. That is more of, you have to look at it from the outside of your body. Like, although insults can be hurtful, especially, let's just say the example that I used about the gray hair, if I was very subconscious about my gray hair, and then somebody is bringing attention to it, that person don't know if I could have been feeling embarrassed, or if I, that would make me more self-conscious, or it could be like a jab at my self-esteem. You never want to give that person or any individual that much power to not only affect your mood, but to make you feel a certain type of way about yourself. You know, you are beautiful and wonderfully made on all aspects. And, you know, you shouldn't doubt that. You're in your body, you are who you are. And despite whatever type of insult is coming your way, you should always feel a sense of knowing who you are, where you don't really internalize it. So, an example that I would use with that is, you would never give somebody off the street that you just seen in Walmart the keys to your house to come in your house. Why? Because you don't know that individual. You wouldn't give them the time of day to even enter in your personal space. The same thing as far as with somebody insulting you. If you choose to allow somebody in your personal, your mind, your soul, your thoughts and your beliefs, as far as, you know, you just just ignore it. Just, to the best of your ability, ignore it, and just, you have to know who you are and what you bring to the table, and not let another individual define who, what, when, where, and how you think. um it can also be things like, you know, the old saying that hurt people. You know, sometimes people can leave nasty comments, but, and the objective is to get you to come down to their level. So if they're not feeling good about themselves, if they have a certain way that they're feeling, and you're on top of the world, you're in a good mood, you're bubbly, and they trying to get you out of your character by insulting you, you actually lose the game once you actually get on their level. You need to leave your vibration at its highest state, and smile and just keep it moving. You know, a lot of times love and positivity would definitely outweigh any person that's hating on you in any kind of way. Um, you know, not all insults are meant to be negative. You know, if you're joking with somebody and they're, you know, you have that type of relationship, of course, you've been knowing that person for a while. Sometimes you can joke, um, you know, and it depends on the person and, of course, the personality. You just have to have a good judge of discernment to know where somebody's coming from. But overall, the objective is to not lose your power as far as getting on another person's level and rising above. And just to kind of give you end cap as far as how my situations ended and how I chose to, rather than responding and insulting them back and stooping on a level that they were on, when it came down to the situation with um, the boots, I just told her where I got my boots from. Hey, I got them from Amazon, you know. Um, but I kind of put a little note in the back of my head, like just to kind of be conscious of that particular person, and when I'm around that individual, how I may move, what I may say, you know. The other individual, come to find out to this day, I give that person her advice, they get other advice. So maybe she was insecure when she first started talking to me, and over time, you just never know. Sometime where people may look up to you and they do insults, kind of like an admiration, but yet jealousy at the same time. But sometimes if you choose to be the positive person, that beacon of light that they may need to see, you never know that they may be aware now of how they speak based on you setting the example. And you always want to demonstrate that self-control and that emotional security. And if you feel like you really just want to say something, sometimes silence is the best response. Rather, because at the end of the day, it demonstrates how confident and resilient you are. And some people be like, "Oh my gosh, like can't get tired of being the sometimes I just want to lose it." I get it. I do too. But I want to give you or just leave you with some tips on how to end with the insults. Just different ways. A couple of ways is to basically keep calm and, control your anger. You definitely want to do that. You never want to show weakness in that particular situation, or show that somebody can get you out of your element, because they really win the game. Another way is you can brush it aside, and that's the best time to use your sense of humor. And I know I have one, because when they was going in on my gray, I'm like, baby, just because you ain't got no flavor and I got all this salt and pepper up in here, okay? Like, you can make it where very creative, where it's not necessarily you're insulting the other person, but you can basically um twist it around in a way that makes you look even better, like, like your swag is on point, whatever they trying to call out. Whether you got big eyeballs, be like, girl, you just mad because I can see a lot better than you. You got that 2020, baby. I got that 100. Feel me? So it's all about how you twist and turn it and having a positive attitude. You definitely don't want to join the drama club. You can always walk away. Or you can simply pull that person aside. I wouldn't even do it in a crowd. Pull that person aside and basically just tell them, express to them and tell them how you feel, and just be very candid with them and let them know that how you was affected for whatever reason, or whatever the case. But try to end it where you're the positive person, where you're leaving by example. This world has so much negativity in it, and we need all the positivity that we can. And in conclusion, I'm hoping that you like this video. I hope you got some great tips. If you have been insulted, definitely put in the comments any thing that you may want to share. If you like the video, definitely like, subscribe, and I look forward to speaking with you or seeing you in my next video. Have a good day.